Hello, and good morning to the third day of the Summer Torpids of 2021.
The results are also available on the web through either Oxbumps or through there is a page which is doing live results.
So we're just moving around the shots. That looks like a Pembroke crew. Oh yes,
so
it's Pembroke 3. Pembroke 3 in the middle
yes.
of the division. So I couldn't see them listed in the division, but they definitely are right in the middle. They'll be starting behind Wolfson 3 and ahead of Edmund Hall 3.
But they're typically a fun boat for perhaps novices, and alumni will come back and maybe help, support or train that crew, and perhaps people doing their exams this year might have jumped in just for a day's racing, and it's really good fun actually. The other crews that are like that is there's the Jesus Vikings and the Jesus Valkyries, and over the years we've seen various iterations. As I say, we've seen pirates from Oriole and all sorts.
Gosh, and also those Corpus kittens are going to be starting just ahead of the Queen's crew we saw just now, and they're the ones who are up to try and catch them. So this could be quite an adventure after the gun goes off in this division. And that's having a very relaxed approach to a warm-up. But we have the next division is in 10 minutes. So we're at the top of the gate. So this is the men's 6th division cruise. So as we said, 12:55 the start time in 10 minutes time. Leading off the divisions is Regent's Park 1. Then we have Magdalen 2, St Hugh's 2, Wolfson 3, and Pembroke 3. And then the remainder of the crews are St Edmund's Hall 3, followed by Hertford 2, Lineker 2, the Corpus Kittens, and then in the gap there is the Sandwich crew, which is Queen's 2, who got the very early bump in Division 7. So Queen's 2 will be following Corpus Christi 2, but not shown on that chart. So we're looking forward to that race. But, I don't make predictions now because I discovered yesterday that every prediction I made put the mockers on whoever I made it. So we'll wait and see what comes out. Let's call them Swiss crosses. It's the opposite of the English flag, which is always Switzerland.
Yep, so St. Hugh's.
Oh yes, that's them facing downstream.
Yeah, they're in the red boat with the white ends.
And this is Pembroke, I guess, in the pink.
Yeah, Pembroke in the pink.
I was going to say the plain pink, or the Zephyr, or the quarter colours. Take your pick.
Yes. Yeah, I believe the pink comes from Westminster School originally. Although I may be incorrect there.
Okay. This is Westminster pink is normally slightly more towards Leander pink. I always think of Pembroke as being a.
I think the colours have drifted
over the years. Yes. Like Cambridge blue has drifted to definitely green. Absolutely. There is a story that the boatman used to add a little bit of green to the paint every year, so it became more and more green. So Oxford blue has stayed the proper dark colour it should always be.
And that will be one of the changes actually of running the Torpids in the summer, is that normally blues rowers, if you've been selected for a boat or you're still in consideration for selection for a blue boat, you are not eligible to race for your college in the bumps racing. I believe that's the 5-minute gone that's just gone. But obviously with racing taking place after the boat races this year, blues are allowed to race in the college crews, and as we get into the later divisions later on, there will be a number of both heavyweight and lightweight rowers and coxes competing for their colleges.
So that's the summer part of the Summer Torpids. Yeah. Give yourself extra work to do if the stream's working against you.
So today there shouldn't be too much stream. I did nip over the lock on my way here, and it does look like most things are closed in. So the lock is how we determine the streaming here in Oxford.
The Iffley lock. Yeah.
The Iffley lock. Well, it's the weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
So the river is fairly still. There is a little bit of a breeze down at the bottom, and that will actually be having more of an impact on the cruise than the stream. and it
Okay.
looks like it's a slight tailwind. So actually, the wind will be pushing you down the course rather than stopping your progress, which is always the
That's
best
good.
way to have it.
And it suits the lighter weight crews.
It does. And it does mean that the crews will have to adapt their rowing ever so slightly just to make sure that they can get those blades in and covered at the race pace as best as they can. So that sounds like a 1 minute gun has just gone.
Yes, there's the smoke just popping up.
Yeah, and the crews are being moved out.
Yeah, and yesterday we worked out we actually get 45 seconds after we see the smoke. So if we don't hear it, it gives us a guide of when they're going to go. Regent's Park are keeping it nicely straight, and they're away. And there's the correction you were talking about, Harriet. They've done a couple of strokes out from the bank and then straightened up, and it looks like Regent's Park have pulled away from Magdalen, or probably more likely Magdalen have dropped back a bit to St Hugh's, who are gaining rapidly. Oh,
so,
and there's Pembroke trying to catch Wolfson, and Wolfson helping them.
So Wolfson have moved out to try and avoid Pembroke, but what that has meant is that Pembroke have took the inside line and are going to very...
I think they've bumped. They're rowing out, aren't they?
They are.
So that's 2 bumps before Donington Bridge in this division.
Coxes need to time that concession really very carefully, so to make sure it's not too early, but also not too late.
But also, some of the bumps are fair. You see the crews overlapping on the surge several times, and in a way, there's no point conceding then because you might be able to get away. But when you see a crew mowing you down, there's no chance of escaping when they're just a faster boat. Oh, and we have the men's Division 6 results. And that looks like Pembroke, having been promoted, they've come up well progressively.
So Lineker will be hungry for blades tomorrow. They'll be chasing Wolfson M3, who are on for spoons, unfortunately. So they will be really fired up for this last day of their bumps campaign.
Yes, to go up, 3 times now already. They just need 1 more to get their blade.
And Pembroke M3 will also be looking to get that bump on St Hugh's. And,
yes, they're the same,
secure
aren't they?
their blades as well.
Yes, they've only come up one fewer positions. They've done well too.